back today with another episode of Howie's Hometown Heroes, where we feature business owners, entrepreneurs, and community members who are doing extraordinary, amazing, out of this world kinds of things right there in their neighborhood, and maybe even in your neighborhood too. Today we're in Bethel, Connecticut, with my good friend Elsa Rebello of W&E Transportation. We'll tell you a little bit about what she does. She's got Lincoln SUVs and drives people around wherever they want to go. Now, mostly the airports, a night out on the town if you don't want to drive. And I think this is which is really cool and really a huge service is she takes people to Danbury Hospital who may have get cancer treatments or other procedures where they can't drive, which is, I mean, that's really important when people have a medical issue that's dominating their life, and for Elsa to make that easier on them, I think that is a huge gift that she can do for people. So that's really cool. And we'll talk a little bit about how she started and all that kind of good stuff. So Elsa, thanks for being here today. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell us maybe a little fun fact about you, something we wouldn't know necessarily, or something a little crazy or silly, like you're an astronaut, skydiver, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I'm a pretty mellow person and laid back, and I really don't have a lot of exciting things going on personally. But I do have a passion to always help people and just give back and be the best I can.
There you go. Very good. Very good. I mean, that is awesome. I mean, I probably could have guessed that, as we were talking about it, but that's the idea. And you have to kind of almost in that kind of business where you're taking people around. I mean, that's what you're doing every day, is helping people out where they don't want to or can't, drive for themselves. That's really very cool. So.
Exactly. It's a private car service, but we do, it's important actually. I mean, when you have a vacation reservation, it's important you get to the airport, or else, on time. Don't miss your plane, so your whole vacation is not destroyed and out of whack. So also the taking the people to the hospital, that's that's giving back also to the community and
Sure. Well, here's a couple of things that Elsa told me a little while ago about things that she's particularly proud of. Now, well, think about this. So she and her partner William started the business in 2015. They like to drive. We're going to hear a little more about that story, but now 8 years later, a lot of businesses don't last 6 months, let alone 8 years, which is very cool. And so some of the things she's proud of in that time is she actually stayed in business that time. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment right through COVID. People aren't going anywhere. If you remember, but way back then in the olden days, there was planes were shut down. People weren't going out of the house, let alone going to airports and going to work. So getting through that, a major accomplishment, and basically surviving that whole COVID time was a really big deal. She also says, which I think I really feel for that, is that her faith really gets you through those trying times when the world's crashing in around you, and if you have something your faith to hold on to, and it gives you hope for the future and tomorrow, that makes all the difference a lot of times.
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yes. And even starting a business, even when we started the business, anybody starting a business, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You don't know what you're going to face. You don't know if you're going to be in business a year later. So, for William and I, we just stepped out in leap of faith. We believed in ourselves. And again, my faith is a big foundation of myself. And, we're here still today. Thank God.
There you go. That's right. And we got a lot of future ahead of you too. So that's going to be fun. Yes. So tell us a little bit about that story. What was that epiphany moment that you and William got together and said, hey, we got to do this? What was that about?
Well, he has background in transportation service. From his origin of his country, he's from Dominican Republic. His family has that background. And myself, I've done in the past, in the social work field. And we just got together one day, and he enjoys driving. I enjoy driving. And I'm really not an office person, to be, 8 hours in an office, to each his own. and we just decided we're gonna start the business and take that leap of faith, and here we are today.
There you go. That is great. That's great. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing with the two of you, and the two of your family friends, you said, for a long time?
Yes, 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 yes.
Nice, nice. So that's cool how that got started. Just two friends. Hey, let's do this and see what happens.
Yeah.
And there you are 8 years later. Like, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah, and
cool.
we both benefit the business because he does a lot of the driving. His personality is very social. He's very outgoing, so he connects well with a lot of clients.
Mhm.
And I also do driving because I enjoy it. But then I do the other part of the business. I do a lot of the
Okay.
advertisement, administration, all the other hats the business has. So we both give our part to the business, which
Sure.
helps when you have two owners, as in the business.
In the business, right? Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, what did you have? That sort of leads me to the next thing: is you kind of started because you like to drive and you like people. Okay, good.
Yes.
What did you have to learn moving forward? Like day one, like, oh my God, now what do we do? Or how do we do this? Or what were some of those things you had to learn quickly?
Yes,
that you
well,
learned over
one,
time?
you have to learn the regulations, all the certifications and regulations and all that stuff. So we had to do the research and, get certified and all that. So that was, a challenge, a little bit of challenges in itself. And then you just have to learn to be patient because you deal with so many different personalities. And, you just, every day you learn something new because you meet new people,
New people.
new challenges arise. So we've made it
Yeah.
so far.
Any movie stars or personalities in your car at any time?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So,
Yeah.
let me just throw it out there. So, if you have some notoriety or a professional athlete or movie star or Broadway show actor and live in the Bethel, Connecticut area, here we go. Here's how it gets you to the city. So, just a hint.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's good.
We're available.
What? So tell us a couple of maybe some success stories or things that happened where you helped out those clients.
Well, success stories overall with the business. Like I had mentioned earlier talking to you, I think one of, biggest challenges for everybody during the pandemic was it was new. Anybody who had business, anybody who worked for a corporation, it was just what was happening was new. It was the unknown. A lot of fear was, in the atmosphere because people didn't know what was going to happen. And we overcame it, thank God. We had to think out of the box because nobody was traveling, nobody was going nowhere. I mean, I'm thankful actually to two clients that have children with disability, and they didn't have transportation. So till today, they still utilize us. That helped us a lot. We started doing some deliveries for liquor stores. The liquor stores.
Oh, interesting.
People were home with children and husbands, and so maybe the liquor stores were doing well. So we went to some of our local liquor stores. We asked them if they, wanted or needed deliveries. They could utilize us. So we just had to think a little bit out of the box.
That's
even
great.
people needed medication from the pharmacy. They needed it to have delivered. I mean, nowadays more and more places are delivering, but in that moment during COVID, everybody wanted delivery. So that's what we were doing basically.
Wow, that's it. There you go. That's being pretty creative.
Yes,
I had heard of someone who does a similar work to yours, not exactly the same, but people who had to get their car serviced, even if they weren't driving a lot, still to get the oil changed every once in a while. Right? So, he would arrange with auto repair places to shuttle people or the cars back and forth or that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Have you ever done anything like that? He said that was.
Yeah, actually, my brother-in-law has he's a mechanic.
Yeah.
So he calls us sometimes when people drop off their cars and they need to a ride back home because the car will be there for a day or whatever. So yeah, we've done that too.
Good,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, I think when you're faced with these kinds of challenges, that things aren't going as normal as they used to. And now
Yes.
you got to think, okay, what are we going to do? And then your brain starts bubbling up, and all kinds of things going to come out of that you never would have thought of initially. Yeah.
Yeah, for any entrepreneur in any
Yeah.
business, sometimes you just have to analyze, and in tough moments like that, for example, you just have to really start analyzing and thinking and be creative, so you can maintain in business and continue to move forward.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. So this is pretty cool. What kind of things are you anticipating in the future?
Well, always maintain good quality. That's always now and in the future service. And I mean, our goal is always to expand. Right now, we're just a small family-owned business. Eventually, I'd like to add more cars and then have drivers to drive those cars.
Yeah.
And you never know, maybe even grow out to a different state.
Oh,
So there is goals, and there's a list that we want to try to accomplish.
very good, very good. What? Oh, I mean, into New York here, you mean, or what direction?
Yeah,
would you?
New York, or who knows? The other day I was in Miami on vacation, and I was like, oh.
Oh, it's not bad here.
So you never know what the future holds.
There you go, there you go, there you go. So I guess you said you didn't really have any kind of kind of famous people, but well, I can imagine you like to help people. So what's that feeling like when you get to the airport on time, and in a way, as a customer, I can imagine you get to the airport on time. That's like the primary thing. But you get there in a way that you're not hassled, like if you had to drive yourself, or take one of those giant vans, and like everybody's cramped in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when people, the rewarding of this service is, when I can get someone to the airport on time, or for example, I have clientele that I've had to pick up their children in Greenwich and bring them because they are working and they're not able to.
Oh, sure.
So when I'm able to help the family or help a clientele, or let the clientele, with their plans be successful, then that's rewarding for me.
For you, yeah.
Yeah.
But that feels really good when you can when parents thank you for doing that.
Yes.
But otherwise they'd have to leave work early or do something.
Yes. And like I said, we have two clientele that we've been servicing them over 4 years now. That they're young adults, but they have a disability. And one of them, he goes to work, but he's not able to drive. And parents, are working, so they contracted us. So we help him get to work and home every day. And that helps the mom, that helps the dad, and that helps him to every day feel like he's accomplishing something, even though he has a disability,
Really?
and going to work and being part of society. Yeah.
There you go. So that's
rewarding for us. Yes.
That's rewarding too. And not only, well, I guess not only, I mean, rewarding for you, but he wouldn't be able to be a productive member of society kind of without you being there to really help him make that happen.
Yes. So we don't just take people to airports. We do a little bit of there.
I also like the thing about, going for a night on the town, or going out for dinner and a show and that kind of stuff, right? So people don't have to drive. That is the work.
We do that often too. Actually, tomorrow night we have a reservation for that. Couples, friends, sometimes they want to go out, whether it's an occasion at their friend's house or go out to eat, and they want to enjoy. And they're responsible. They don't want to drink and drive. Yeah. So what they do is they'll contract us. We drop them off, depending the location. Sometimes we'll just wait there, and then take them home safely. So that's right. That's another reward. Making sure they get home safe. And that they can enjoy their evening. They don't have no worries.
Yeah, there's a great. I mean, I could certainly see that. In my, just so you know, full disclosure, in my house, my wife does all the driving, which is just fine with me, but I could kind of see, that sort of thing. It's really kind of a luxury to have somebody else do the driving every once in a while, and just sit there and relax in the back. and,
Yeah, yeah.
and have a good time.
You definitely, for example, you're going on vacation. We all
Yeah.
know there's traffic going to the
Oh
airports.
my God. Oh my God.
Start your vacation right as soon as you leave your door. You get in the car, you relax in the back seat,
Yep.
and worry-free, stress-free of driving.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
good. So the vacation starts when you close your door to your house,
exactly,
not
exactly,
when you get to the airport. Even then, it's like pretty stressful getting through the airport and the security and sitting in that tiny little seat and all that stuff. So
exactly,
there
exactly.
you go. Very cool, very cool, very cool. So what would you say now? You're a woman entrepreneur. You've been doing this for 8 years or so. What would
Yes.
you say to other women entrepreneurs? Maybe some advice or some tips that you've learned that could help some others.
I mean, the first thing, most of all, you have to believe in yourself. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to have the courage.
Mhm.
And, there is times, sometimes you need some encouragement from other people. But as long as you believe in yourself and you keep moving forward, even those days where you want to give up, or those days where you're overtired or you're stressed, being an entrepreneur is not always roses.
Yeah,
And you just gotta every day, just even if you have to write yourself a little sticky note or tell yourself, I can do this. If others can do it, I can do it too.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the message for others. Right?
Yes, yeah, yes.
If
And
I
like
can
I
do
said
it, you can.
earlier, for me, myself personally, one of my strongest foundations and is my faith. So
Uh-huh.
that has helped me a lot to
Help you a
continue
lot.
to move forward. Yes.
That's great. That's great.
Mhm.
I'm always impressed and inspired by people who, not, I want to say rely on your faith. It's probably not the right word, but certainly embrace that faith and hope in something else that
Yes,
good
yes.
stuff is coming my way. Exactly.
Yes, yes. You always gotta try to have a positive mind
Yeah.
and always think, today might not be a good day, but tomorrow will be a better one.
Better
And
day.
every
Exactly.
day is a new beginning.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
what a great way to end it. So let me tell you. So now moving forward, you've been at this for 8 years or so. How all this hard work and COVID and only how much of do you think of your success today was a lot of hard work, or or maybe just being a little lucky, being in the right place at the right time?
I think one big role that plays in it is you can't give up and you gotta be persistent.
Uh-huh.
You just gotta keep on. You gotta keep on trying. If one thing doesn't work, you try another
Try
thing.
something else.
Yes. And if you're not sure what to do next, Google it or go on YouTube or research,
Yeah.
pray about it. I know I pray a lot. So you just got to keep going and keep trying new things and just don't give up.
You don't give up because
Yeah,
there's
when
always a
you give
way.
up, it's lose. So you can't give up. You got to keep in the race.
That's right. There you go. Very good. So well, great for having you on the show, Elsa. I really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh,
Is,
thank you.
is there anything you want to share with some other, anybody else share with some information or things you'd like that we didn't talk about?
No, I could just, briefly again, our vision, our goal for the business since we began is always to provide personal, reliable, trustworthy service. We know these days technology is moving fast,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, some of that social piece of life of interacting with other people is kind of getting lost a little bit. So, no matter how much we need technology and we can benefit from it, but our goal is to always provide that personable service, that trustworthy.
There you go.
We're thankful that we have built a rapport, that we have families that trust us to pick up a young child
Yeah.
in their school, or like I said, our clients that have disability, take them to work. That's because we have built up a rapport, and that's our model, to always provide that trustworthy, that reliable service. Because I mean, we all know there's Uber, Lyft, all that stuff, but reliability is one of the keys when you want to go to the airport and you don't want to miss that plane.
Yeah.
Or office meeting in the city, or whatever it may be, or you have a function that you don't want to miss. That's that's one of the things people want, someone that they can rely on.
Yeah, yes, for sure. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Because Very good, very good. Well, this is awesome, Elsa. So anybody who needs a ride to forever in the Western Connecticut area, make sure you call Elsa. Well, we're going to have her website and contact information in the comments below. So make sure you give her a call. And if there's anybody you know out there who is as cool and responsible and looking to help people as much as Elsa, be sure to put their comments put their contact information in the comments or contact me directly and we'll get them on the show too. And just remember that whether it's your business, your family, your community organization, remember it's money that make those gears keep turning. Make sure your money is working the most optimal way it can. Thanks for being here, Elsa. This is fun.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.